everyone, it's Fantayzia. So today I'm going to be showing you guys my inZOI game settings. I have been asked this a lot and I've been showing my settings in like random videos, specifically my inZOI Let's Play, and it'll be at random time points and stuff like that. So I thought it would be a lot easier if I just made a whole video with my settings. And I have changed things here and there, so I just wanted to show you guys my current settings at this exact moment. Right now we're just in my family Let's Play save, but we're in an older version of it just because it was the middle of the afternoon and I thought it was perfect to kind of show you guys in the daytime how my game looks and everything. But yeah, before we get into the settings, here's what everything kind of looks like. And you know, you can see, I feel like the faces look really good with these settings while it's still being performance friendly. Like you can see her fine lines and stuff. She looks pretty much how she looks in inZOI, which is really important to me. The hair looks good. It is summertime right now, so you know, it's pretty sunny out and we are in Bliss Bay. But yeah, everything's smooth. I'm able to like move the camera super quickly with no issues. And these are just absolutely my favorite settings that I have kind of found so far. But yeah, here's like a random Zoe. Oh, okay. We're like zooming so close into his face, but maybe that's a good thing. Oh, you're like so nervous, dude. Okay, anyways, I do also want to note before we go into the settings, I am not using any mods to improve my game performance or change the look of it, but I am using my own Reshade preset. However, it's very minimal. So it's like performance friendly. I didn't do much at all. So I'm gonna have it linked down below if you'd like to download it, but I'm also gonna just show you guys the Reshade settings that I went ahead and did if you guys want to just copy them, because that could honestly be even easier than downloading it. Before we go any further, I just wanted to quickly let you guys know, if you go into the game options and you go over to gameplay and then you scroll all the way down to the creator code and hit enter creator code, you can use my code fantayzia, spelled exactly the way it is here. It is currently working. I tried it out. This is completely optional, but it does help support me in the channel, and you do also get a free shirt in game. So if you do decide to use my code, I just want to say thank you so much. With that being said, let's jump into the settings. So heading into the game menu and then going into options and then graphics. My display mode, I just have it on windowed full screen. I have my dynamic resolution turned off. And then this one is pretty important, at least for me. I'm going to also put up my computer specs on the screen right here before I get into all these settings, so you can kind of compare your computer specs to mine. They don't have to be exactly like mine to have these settings work well for you. I did get some of these settings from someone else, Boring Bones, over on YouTube. They did share their settings on Discord and mentioned that it was performance friendly, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it. I did make a little changes, but you know, I have a different computer than they have and it still works well, so I mean, that's good. And I did see a few other people try it out as well. So NVIDIA DLSS Super Resolution is on quality. You can turn it off. I think quality works great, but say for example, your graphics card is below mine, you might want to do performance or ultra performance. This will help. I did recently have it on balance, and that also worked great. I feel like balance is perfect. If you're having any issues with lag or anything like that, try balance instead of quality. For me, quality has just been working well, so I kept it on. I think the last time I showed my settings, I either had this off or I had it on balance. I'm not sure, but this is what I've been sticking with. Now, here's a setting that made the biggest difference for me. The NVIDIA DLSS frame generation, I actually have turned off. Most people probably have this on, and the game might even try to keep auto turning it on. I have to keep turning this back off. Not every time I launch the game, but sometimes when I just relaunch the game, it'll be turned back on, or after a game update. I originally thought this was supposed to make my game run better, but at least right now for me, it's causing stuttering when this is on. My camera is stuttering when I move around. Even if the game's paused and I just move the camera around, it's just all stuttery and weird and makes it like unplayable for me because it's just so intense. So as soon as I turned this off, that entirely stopped. So if you are having any stuttering problems, I would just turn this off. I don't think it's necessary to have it on. I feel like maybe that's something that will be fixed and we'll be able to turn this back on if you are experiencing stuttering. But for right now in early access, having this off has been a game changer for me. And I want to thank one of you guys for commenting about this, because I was having stuttering in a video and I asked you guys about it and one of you guys told me to turn this off, and that was a lifesaver. So I have my maximum FPS on 60. This is going to depend on what computer you have. I have vertical sync off, and then going into the post processing, I have the depth of field turned off. Motion blur is off. Nighttime vision sensitivity, I turned up to 80. I like this. It's on lower by default, but 80 seems to be perfect for me. Ray tracing, I do have off, at least for now, while they continue to optimize the game, because I did have this on and I love it. But for now, while being very early into the early access stage, I just think it runs even better with it off. I have this here turned on hardware. I don't know what this does. It was on hardware from the start and I just left it alone. And now getting into the good stuff. So I have my graphics on custom. I did mention recently in a video that I would recommend anyone to put their graphics on custom, even if you find that these settings don't work very well for your computer. I would kind of put them on custom and then go off this and maybe lower things or raise things depending on the computer you have, because originally I was just leaving it on high and not going in and customizing everything, and I feel like that is why I was having problems. It's just so much better when you go in and customize everything individually. So my character display distance I have on ultra now. Originally this was on high, so maybe try that out, but for my computer personally, turning it up to ultra has been completely fine. Same with the object display distance is on ultra, and then lighting display distance is also on ultra, but then my shadow distance is on medium. So I've noticed having certain settings lower helps performance a lot, where things you care about, turn them up higher, and then it kind of like balances it out. That's why I say to go in the custom settings, because I don't care too much about shadow distance, so that being on medium to me does not matter. But of course I care more about the character display distance, so I have that up. Same with the background detail quality. I do care about that, so I have that on ultra. I have my anti-aliasing mode on TSR, and then my anti-aliasing quality is on ultra. Post-processing quality I have on high. Shadow quality I have on high. I did originally have this lower, so I don't feel like you need this on high. You could totally turn this down and it'll help performance. So these are some of the new settings with the whole shadows update. So cast shadows lighting I have on. Cast shadows straight lamps I have on, and the realistic shadows I have on. They did mention this can cause performance issues depending on your PC, so if you're having any problems, then turn them off. For me, it's been great. Global illumination quality I have on high. Reflection quality I have on high. This is also something I did have on lower. I think I had it on low actually. If you don't care about the reflection in mirrors and stuff, then you could totally turn this down. I didn't really care about it, so I originally just had it low, but then when I turned it up, it was still running okay, so I was like, okay, I'll keep it on high. Texture quality I have on ultra. Effects quality I have on high. Plant density and quality I have on high, but again, this was another one I originally had on medium, and it looked completely fine. Because again, I feel like this is something that, you know, if you're having some problems with lagginess or anything like that, turning things like this down, you're not really going to notice it, and so why have it turned up if it's affecting your performance? Shader quality I have on high. This is another thing you could turn down to medium as well. I think that's originally what I had it on. And then ray tracing quality I have on very low. I just don't have the need to have that up, especially because I have ray tracing turned off. And then ray tracing object is on fallback mesh. So those are all my settings. If you guys have any questions, let me know. But I really do recommend going into custom, even if you do it a little bit different than mine. And you know, as mentioned, if you have a computer that maybe has a graphics card that's like a few generations older than mine or something, go ahead and try these, but turn them down maybe 1 or 2 and then see how that works. But I would say you're good to leave things like shadow distance on medium. I think that'll be okay, but maybe all these things that are on ultra, turn them down to high or even medium and see how that is for you. But I do feel like even if you have a graphics card that is a little bit outdated, you might be able to, I mean, mine's not even top of the line. That's also why I really wanted to show you guys my settings, because I don't have this crazy gaming PC. I upgrade my things very slowly. When I do upgrade them, I usually don't get like the top of the line. You know what I mean? You guys have been liking how my game is running and looking, so I feel like some of you guys may have a similar computer to me or not too much off. Yeah, you could put things like character display distance on ultra and then put these other things on high or medium so that it's not too demanding, but then things you really care about can be turned all the way up. So that's that. Now, before we get into my reshade, I do just quickly want to do the comment of the day. So this one goes to Chibi Moon. Thank you so much for coming so quick. I'm so glad you love my videos. I really appreciate the love. You're awesome. And if you guys want a chance to be the next comment of the day, go ahead and comment down below. So going into my reshade, as mentioned, this is not necessary, but if you want your game to look exactly like mine, you're gonna want to either copy my Reshade or download it down below. So this is not a mod. You're probably familiar with Reshade if you play The Sims. I would always use Reshade for The Sims 4, but I would use one that is a lot heavier on the game. With inZOI, I feel like it doesn't need much. All it really needs, in my opinion, is just a little more saturation. It's bright enough, it looks great, I feel like the shadows are great, the depth is great, everything like that, the details. It's just, I want a little more saturation. You see that? But you might not. So this is how my game looks, just as is, with my graphic settings, without the Reshade turned on. Going over to my ZOI here, she's like smiling away, but you can see, yeah, it just adds that saturation. Literally, that's pretty much all it is. I didn't add like any shadowing or anything like that, just some more saturation. So to open up Reshade, if you've never used it before, you click the home button on your keyboard, and I have my preset name as Haven Skies, so if you want to download it down below, feel free, or just copy what I've done here. So you can see I pretty much have everything off, and then I have colorfulness turned on, and then I have the colorfulness on 40, and then the Luma is on 70. So that's all I did there. Oh my goodness, my Zois are fighting. Anyways, after the colorfulness, all of this, nothing has been touched until you get to vibrance. Here are my vibrant settings right down here. I really didn't change much. I just went ahead and upped the vibrance a little bit, so it's at 0.150. And that's literally all I did for this Reshade. To me, that's all the game needs. So that's why I say you could download mine if you want to, but you could also just do that yourself in literally like 5 seconds if you have Reshade installed. I'm gonna also link down below a video on how to download Reshade for inZOI. If you've done it with Sims before, it's like the same process, but someone has made a video specifically for downloading it into inZOI. But yeah, you can see my game is just running very smoothly. I feel like everything looks really, really good. And so I hope that helps you guys out. You don't have to have like a crazy computer for inZOI to look good if you just mess around with these settings all within the custom panel. Just go ahead and go through everything, customize it to exactly how you want. And yeah, if I go ahead and change my settings, I will go ahead and do another update video as long as I have them changed enough, you know, or if I update my computer, then, you know, I'll probably change my settings. But for now, this has been amazing for me. I freaking love it. I love how my game looks, especially at the beach, which if you guys want to see how it looks at the beach, you can go ahead and head over to my channel, and I do have an inZOI Family Let's Play playlist, and there's a beach episode. The thumbnail, you can tell right away. The mother is like holding the baby up on the beach. I just feel like on the beach, it feels like I am literally there. It also looks really, really pretty over here. Literally stunning. The lighting's really pretty over here, but even with the Reshade off, it's still gorgeous. I'm just very used to the Reshade now, so I live for this. It just looks so, I don't know, alive, and this looks so pretty here. I love it. But you guys, I really do hope that helps. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'll be looking through the comments. Also, side note, if your PC, your laptop, your desktop, whatever you have, can't handle inZOI, definitely look into GeForce Now. Go ahead and Google that. You actually can play inZOI even if your computer can't handle it by using GeForce Now. Super cool. You can either do the free version or you can pay a monthly subscription, which honestly, the prices aren't too bad, and you'll literally be able to play inZOI as if you have a high-end PC. The way it works is you connect to their servers, so it's like connecting you to a higher spec computer, but not. Okay, I don't know how to explain it very well, but if you're someone who doesn't really like understand that stuff like me, then that's a good way to explain it. I just think it's so cool that that's even possible. So yeah, definitely check that out. If you don't have a computer that can handle inZOI, you can still enjoy it. If you don't want to put out so much money for a new computer, you could either go with the free version on GeForce Now or pay a very low monthly fee. I swear it's like cheaper than Netflix, so I mean that's great. I will say the paid monthly subscription is going to give you better performance and give you longer gameplay sessions, because basically you're connecting to a server, so you're gonna have a time limit, and the free one is an hour at a time, and then you're basically in a queue where you wait to play again, like waiting in line basically. But if you pay for the subscription, there's 2 different options. The second one gives you 6 hours of gaming at a time, which I think is great, and then the other one gives you, I believe, 8 hours. So yeah, guys, don't be sad if you don't have a PC that can handle inZOI. Try out GeForce Now. You could try out the free one first, see if you like it. And then if you want longer gaming sessions and even better performance, like where you could literally have your graphics on ultra, then go ahead and pay the monthly subscription. I think it's a great option for a lot of people because computers are really expensive nowadays. So anyways, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up here. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.